The copywriting market is oversaturated. Every single day, hundreds of new people are entering the space. Upwork and Fiverr are flooded, LinkedIn is flooded, and every copywriter is fighting for the same pool of clients who all have this similar perspective of what copywriters are and that they're now a commodity. And if you're positioning yourself as just another copywriter, you are fighting a war that you can't win and you are trapping yourself. You're competing on price instead of the value that you create. You're seen as just a copywriter instead of someone who generates new revenue. And you're replaceable instead of essential. But what if I told you there's a way to escape this commodity trap forever? And it's not by becoming a better copywriter, but by making the shift to a conversion architect. And here's what I mean. So when we look at these copywriters out there who are like, I'm a direct response copywriter, I'm a freelance copywriter, I'm an email copywriter, what that is doing is it is grouping you in the market and positioning you right next to somebody else. And when that happens, clients go, okay, so what is it that makes you different to everybody else? Because they are comparing you in their mind to other people who they perceive to be the same as you. They're going to compete on price. They're going to compete on the time turnaround, and they're going to compete and compare you to the results that everybody else generates as well, because you are framing them to focus on the copy that you write by saying, I am a copywriter. And that is very, very hard to get out of. So we've got here, the current reality of doing that is that you're fighting with 100,000 or more copywriters for the exact same project. That is not a place that you want to be in. Okay, you're competing on price as well because people are comparing you to everybody else. They're saying, okay, well, if this is the same, why don't I get it for a cheaper rate? And that caps the prices that you can put forth to clients when you could be charging a heck of a lot more based on the value that you create for them. A quick story here, early on in my career, I charged $3,000 for an email sequence. At that time, I'm like, how good is this? It's a 10-part email sequence that I'm optimizing for new subscribers, and then I'm writing a new sales email sequence for those people as well. The revenue that generated for that new client in a year was $182,000. I captured less than 1% of the value that I had created for that client. They contacted me and said, we would have paid exponentially more if we knew that these were the results that we were going to get. That is when the light shifted for me and said, hey, I'm doing something wrong here and I need to make it shift. That is the transition that I'm going to walk you through. Okay? As a copywriter, you're seen as an order taker. This is what we need you to do, not a strategic partner. This is what we can do to increase the conversions and increase the revenue for you. Okay? They think of copy as a commodity when you do that. This is something that anyone else can do. And with AI coming into the equation, this is something that I can just do myself and get it to a very good baseline level. It creates inconsistent income. It's the feast or famine, okay? And you get inconsistent clients as well because you're not thinking as a business owner. You are going out there and hunting and giving away all of the control because you're applying for these jobs instead of creating a business that attracts your ideal clients to you and says, hey, we need help with this. You seem like the perfect person to help us. Are you available? Option A of hunting, it's going to cap you because a lot of those clients are going to want you to work with them full time. They're going to give you lots of hours, lots of work that takes up those hours. And then you go, I can't take on any more clients because I'm already working so much. And because you've capped your income there, you've capped your total income that you can earn in a year. And as I said, AI is threatening. It's already doing a pretty good damn job of the basic copywriting stuff. It's not there yet, but it's enough for people to get started and to see some form of results. We need to realize and accept that truth. Okay? So what you're currently thinking right now, and these are old limiting beliefs that I had as well and I needed to get out of, is that if I write damn good copy, then that's enough. But it's not. Because as a copywriter, you are a business owner first and foremost. It's just that your product or your service or your offer are your skills. And because of that, you need to build a simple, profitable copywriting specific business for yourself, what I call a conversion architect business, who's a conversion creator, a revenue generator, and a systems thinker. And when you build that business, you don't have to apply anymore. You've created the infrastructure and the assets and positioned yourself as the expert and the number one choice for your ideal client that you will attract them to you and make them say, hey, we need to work with you because we have this specific problem that you solve for me, my specific type of person. Okay? You're likely thinking that you need more experience before charging premium rates. That's also false because clients will pay you for the revenue that you generate for them. And as long as you generate that revenue, and you can, they will pay you for it regardless of your experience, because they're paying for revenue generated, for value created. That is what matters, not your skills or your experience. The other two beliefs are that clients just want copy. They don't. They want results. They want an outcome. They want something to convert better so that they make more sales. They want better open rates and click rates on their emails so that they can make more sales and make more money and make more revenue and turn that into profit. Okay, that's what clients want. They don't want copy. They might think they want copy, but that's where you can support them to see that, hey, you need to optimize this conversion system that you have in order to generate more revenue, and that's what I help you do. Okay, and the final one, well, I've got to compete with everyone. You don't. You need to position yourself above them and differently, which takes you out of the trap and helps your ideal clients perceive you as a valuable asset, not a commodity. Okay? So I've written copy for 13 years. I've generated more than $500 million in revenue for clients, and I have built a successful, profitable 150K a year business. This is what I learned from my own shift and transition. Okay? What you need to do and what you need to become is a conversion architect. And that means that you just think in systems. So you might be an email specialist, but when you think in the system, you go, okay, what about the traffic that we're driving to opt into the email? And then what about the conversion event after the email? So I'm thinking about all of that. I'm thinking about that system. If you are an advertising specialist, well, at the start, you've got the ad, which is what you are brilliant at. But then what about the conversion event that happens after it on either the opt-in page and the email sequence or the sales page or the VSL or whatever the selling asset is after the ad? If you're a full funnel architect, well, okay, we're looking at where's the traffic coming from, that first conversion, what's happening middle of funnel, how can we optimize it, what's happening for our conversion event to get people bottom of funnel. Like, you're thinking about this as an ecosystem, not a single standalone asset. Okay, you are a revenue generator. As we've already touched on, you generate more additional revenue for clients. And because of that, you should be paid premium rates for it. You're not just someone that's coming in with strategy, you are executing this for them. Okay? A conversion architect is someone that becomes a strategic partner because you're looking at this and you're taking the entirety of their business into play, and you're not just there to write words and write copy for them. You're invested with them. I want the best for you because that's what's best for me. Okay? And you solve problems. You are great at identifying the constraint. What's the problem in this system? If we're generating all the data that we need to on these ads, but people are getting to the page, whether it's a landing page or a sales page, and they're not converting, then I need to figure out why. What is it at that step that's not working? Or if that's converting well, but the ads aren't getting across, is it the CPMs that are too high? Is it the cost per clicks that are too high? Is our CTR low? What's the actual problem? Same with the emails. Is it that they're not getting opened? Okay, well, that's the problem that I need to solve. Is it that they're not getting clicked? Okay, well, I need to solve that click rate problem. Is it that they're fine, but we're not driving enough traffic to convert into the email list so we don't have enough volume? Or is it that after people click and they land on the sales page or whatever page that is, there's an issue there? So you can identify what the constraint is, and from there you can find a simple solution. That is what is valuable to clients, and that is what copywriters can do, but they don't because they think I just write words. That's what makes the conversion architect different. They are world-class at writing copy, and they know how that copy plays a role inside of the system and all of the other variables as well to generate more revenue for their clients, because that is the end goal at the end of the day, generating more revenue for them. So conversion architect, the reality that they live, there's no competition because you are positioned differently. You have a category of one for yourself. I'm not a copywriter. I am a conversion architect, which means that I will look at your entire system. I will solve the problem that's in it, and I will generate revenue for you on the back end of it because of the optimizations and the changes that I make. Okay? That means that you can charge premium prices because when you sell people, you focus on the revenue that you're generating for them. This is the data of where you're currently at. If we make these changes and we get to this new data, here's the additional revenue on the back end. My fee is X% of that. So therefore, after I do this work and we hit those targets, you make all of this additional income. Sound good? Yeah. Okay. Clients will seek you out because you're the expert and you've built a marketing mechanism for yourself where traffic comes in, you convert them into an owned audience of people who are considering working with you, and then when they're ready to work with you, they'll reach out and take action on it. Okay? You're hired for your systems thinking and your revenue generating and not just your words you write. You have a consistent retainer income because these clients love the results that you get. They want you to continue optimizing it for them. And you use AI to enhance your work, to be a world-class assistant, not a world-class copywriter, but to be a world-class assistant that helps you analyze data, look for problems, and create ideas. that you can then go and expand upon and execute on. So as you can see here, the difference between a copywriter and a conversion architect, it's not skills, it's not talent, it's positioning and what you tell people you do for them, and then how you go about creating that outcome for them. Okay? So 2 quick case studies of myself being a conversion architect and what it created for clients. I had an online real estate coaching client that came to me and they'd been stuck at 50K per month for about 18 months. We looked at their entire system. Okay, they were running ads, driving people to a video page, which was opting them into the email list. Once they watched the video and they took action, they went to a book a call page, and they booked a call page. They booked a call, which was a sales call. And what happened was I looked at that and I've gone, okay, all of this looks good, except you're only getting 18% of people who book a call to actually show up. So you're doing all this work on the ads and all this work on the video, but the actual issue is that people who are booking a call aren't showing up. So let's solve that. We solved that by optimizing the emails that were in that sequence. We got 82% of people to show up, and now we could then scale it because everything else was working. And because of that, we were able to get them to 100K a week, 100K a week inside of 8 weeks. Okay, that's not that crazy, considering that they had everything built out, but they didn't know what their constraint was. As the conversion architect, I came in and said, hey, this is the actual problem. Here's how we optimize it. And now here's how we scale it up if we want to. Okay? So I didn't just write better copy. I engineered the entire conversion system for them. I found the problem, we solved the problem, and then we optimized the entire system. And I got paid as a conversion architect, not just someone who was coming in to write copy to better the system. Because if I did that, I would have written new ads, I would have written a new video, I would have written a new page, the entirety of the funnel and all of these new emails are going, I wonder if something's going to work. Okay? Case study 2. I had another client. They were a coach as well, and they were running live events and then selling at the back of a room. Okay, they had $120,000 in ad spend that they wanted to commit to booking out their live events. Using that $120,000 ad spend, we booked 90% plus of all 5 events, and we made $120,000 from that because of a VIP tripwire offer that we had in. So they broke even on that ad spend. Then on the back end, with their sales, back of the room and days after, they generated 6.2 million for their coaching business. Again, why? Because we broke it down and looked at it as a system. How can we get as many people as possible for this $120,000 across to the event page? How can we get as many of them as possible to go to the event, either free or at the VIP? And then on the back end of those that attended but didn't buy at the event, how can we get as many people as possible to book a sales call with someone so that they can be sold into their $50,000 a year coaching program? That was it. That was the entire system. It wasn't just come in and create the ad copy and run the ads. It was looking at each step of the system and how can we optimize it. And again, not about better headlines or ads. I systematically engineered conversions for them. And what this has created is that I'm able to have $150,000 a year as a conversion architect and not have that many clients on my plate. Because of the premium prices, it means that you can work with less clients. So you generate more from the work that you do. Okay? The average project value that I have is $15,000. Okay? So that means I need 10 projects a year, which means not even one a month. Okay? That's how this starts to work out, which means there's more time for creativity and there's more time for freedom, which is my biggest value. Freedom to work with who I want, when I want, from where I want, and charge what I want. That is what's possible for a conversion architect. Clients will book me out 6 to 12 months in advance. They'll say, hey, we're going to work on this soon. Can you keep it clear so that you can work on it for us? And I say, yes. All I need is the commitment from you, and I won't take anyone on for that period of time so that I can commit solely to yourself and your project. Okay? And there's no competition because of how I'm positioned. Like I recently had an old client reach out via LinkedIn DMs and say, hey, can we get on a call this coming Friday because we have a new project coming up and we'd love to get you to work with us on it. We need to optimize our ads and optimize our sales page. Yep, I can do that. Okay? That's what's possible. Inbound, high quality leads coming to you. Okay? So what is it that you can do about it? Like, you know that the market is changing fast and it's growing at rapid rates because of all of these free copywriting courses on YouTube, because of Hustlers Academy from Andrew Tate, because of Alex Catoni and the success that she's seen, Neil Medora and his copywriting course. Like, there was a mass increase of people going, holy shit, I can earn a lot of money copywriting. I'm going to learn this skill. And they flooded the market. And then not to mention AI like ChatGPT, Jasper, Claude, they all write pretty damn good copy. Like, it's enough to be passable. It's enough for people to be able to use it and see results from it. So that's the state of the market that we're in right now, and we need to do something about it. And the thing that you do is you make the shift to a conversion architect. That's the transition, because it positions you differently, positions you as a premium, and positions you as irreplaceable. You become essential. Okay? So what I've done is I've created a 60-second assessment, and it's going to show you exactly where you are in this transformation, and it's going to give you a clear roadmap of what you can do to make the shift for yourself. Okay? This is what it looks like. It's called the Conversion Architect Assessment. There's 5 questions, and at the end of it, you'll get a result of one of 4 different types of conversion archetypes to show you where you stand and what it is that you need to do to continue to make the shift. And then there's a roadmap that will help you to make that shift. Okay? So if you want to command 15K plus per project and become either a transitioning architect or an emerging architect, go and take the assessment now. As I said, it takes less than a minute. The link is in the description of this video. So here's the hard reality. Every single day that you wait, the market becomes more saturated, AI tools become even better, and conversion architects take up the premium projects that are available. That means you have 2 choices. You can continue staying trapped in the commodity copywriter market, or you can make the shift to become a conversion architect and command 15K or more per project. The Conversion Architect Assessment link is in the description. It takes less than 60 seconds and it will transform what your future looks like and what your business looks like and the freedom that you have in life. Take it right now while you're here, because we both know that in 5 minutes you're going to get distracted by something and forget about it. And then in 12 months' time, you're going to be in the exact same place that you are right now, applying for hundreds of jobs and not hearing back about them. The only question that you need to answer is, are you ready to escape the copywriter commodity trap? If you are, take the assessment now and get the escape plan and the roadmap to becoming a conversion architect. Thank you very much for joining me here on this video. Please like it, subscribe to the channel, because we share 2 videos every week that help copywriters become conversion architects and build $150,000 a year businesses for themselves.